really great pleasure and happiness for me to be in Bucharest third time. When I came 2 years ago, I don't know whether you remember or not, it was very difficult to come from airport to the city due to the very heavy construction activities. Again, from airport to city, there were some buildings, but most of them were not so new or something like that. But it looks that it was developing. But after 3 years, yesterday, when I arrived, last year and this year, I felt the change a lot. And when I arrived to Bucharest airport, at the same time, 4 planes landed from 4 different countries. This was not so before. And on the way the highway was constructed, very nice, and we had a smooth traffic to come to the Sofitel. Okay, it was 10:30 in the morning. But most amazing things were wonderful things. All the construction around almost completed. There were shopping centers and nice office buildings and good brandings around, and it was showing that life is really developing very fast economically. Then, when I came to hotel, I found the good news. Good news, you wonder what is good news? It was a news about Romania, saying that since 1990, 5th times in this period of time, this means since 18 years, 5th times, there is a record of growth in the first quarter of economy in Romania, which is 8.2% economic growth realized in Romania this year during the first quarter. And this was an article in Business Review. Here I found in the hotel, and it was saying record. This is a good news. But also it says surprise, because also inflation is a little bit changing, but the growth is there. So I don't know how do you feel, but what I feel is that many things going very positive in Romania. This is I feel. Last but not least, another good news for this morning. I received a new document about Romania. Maybe you know this subject very well. Romania is the #1 in the world in population, if you compare the population versus IT specialists. The statistic shows, I showed the lady, showed that, if you can time, I can also show to you, that there are about 275 specialists per million inhabitants of Romania. This is the highest in the world. And all this shows that we should be here at CeBIT Bilisim Eurasia to tell you about the platform in Istanbul for mutual benefits. If you have such a good potential and such a good business environment, developing environment, and you just became the member of EU, then I think it's a just time, or more important for all of us, to cooperate together for the benefits of our companies. And therefore, I have to carry the message that business is waiting for you in CeBIT Bilisim Eurasia. This is the message to the IT companies in Romania. And now I'm going to tell you which business we are in. Before I go to the subject, let me give you a latest information about the growth rate of ICT sector in the world. As you can see, information and communication technology in sector in US going to grow about 4.9, let's say 5%, in Japan 2.5, and in Euro region, in Euro it's about going to be 2.9%, and totally in the world 5%. The nearest market to all of us in Europe, the growth rate is unfortunately is not as it should be. The highest growth rate will be in information technology, which is 4.4%, but in telecom, unfortunately, it will go down. And surprising enough that in consumer electronics, between 2008 to 2009, consumer electronic market going to drop minus 3.9% in Europe region. let's go to another subject. CeBIT Bilisim Eurasia is mainly targeting 19 countries around Eurasia. These countries very shortly includes from Egypt, Jordan to Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Russia, Azerbaijan, Armenian, Kyrkystan, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, and so 19 countries. And in this region, among 19 countries, total population is 587 million. Internet users are 102 million. GSM subscribers are 230 million. And average growth rate is 8.2%, which is higher than Europe, higher than United States, and higher than the world. This growth rate showing a great potential for all the countries in the region, especially to the IT countries and ICT countries. Very parallel to this development, ICT sector in Turkey, expected growth will be $31 billion, which is 20% increase compared to last year. A very high increasing rate. And information technology going to reach in 2008 to close to $8 billion, and communication technology will end up with about $33 billion. Then if we look from 2008 to 2009, still growth rate in Turkey will continue. From 21% it will drop a little bit, from 20% it will drop a little bit to 19% in 2009, which is again extremely good growth rate for all of us as an opportunity. All the indicators shows us that in our region there is a great demand for the software companies and services supplied by software companies, especially for business solutions and mobile technologies. Now, people might ask why the Turkey is growing so fast in IT and communication technologies. Now, these are the reasons why it is so important to be in this market, especially in Turkish market. Over 35% increase per year in computer sales are standard in Turkey since 4 years. 22 Turkish companies in the global list of 500 fastest growing ICT companies located, which is rather important for us. There are 59 million GSM subscribers today and increasing every day. Over 19 million internet users, growing more than 25% every year. And 30 TV channels, national level, and 250 at the local level. And e-government investments are the highest investments in Turkey today. Plus, in the general economy, Turkey is the #1 in Europe. Turkey is #1 in Europe in TV production. #1 in Europe, auto, car and bus manufacturing. Interesting. 3rd, iron and steel manufacturing in Europe. 4th, automotive parts producers in Europe. And Turkey in the world, 6th cement producer, 2nd flat glass producer, 2nd jewelry producer. Don't think that our ladies are using a lot of jewelries or something like that. They are not so much, but we really export a lot. And 6th clothing exporters in the world, Turkey today. Now, there are more than 1.5 small and medium industries in Turkey, creating all these industrial products. And these companies have very interesting and unique specialty. Out of 1.5 million, only 10% of these companies are using information and communication technology in their business. 90% of them are not using it, but willing to use. Therefore, since these companies are every day willing to use information technology and communication technology in their business life, our market is growing every year 20%. Now, this is why CeBIT Bilisim Eurasia became very important among the other CeBIT events in the world. CeBIT Bilisim Eurasia is #2 after CeBIT Hannover.